stream it to my channel too, and then right after I make it on.
Okay. Well, late as usual, but here we are.
It was my fault.
Oh, he's so sweet for trying to take the blame. God love his little heart. They all know better. They're like, we know it was her. It was her makeup. It was her hair. It was the snake in the front yard. It was the toilet overflowed. It was some bullshit she had that day.
But it wasn't this. It wasn't any of those this time.
Actually, there was a snake in my front yard, which is why I said that. When I walked out to my car, there was this big black snake on my sidewalk. My husband's going to be tickled pink to hear that, because that's the only thing he's afraid of is snakes.
Oh, my son's afraid of spiders, and he'll get me for the little ones. I'll kill any spider. I don't take them outside. I don't rescue them. Nope. I end every spider I ever see on spot, but I'm not afraid of them either. I'll kill anything. And we have brown recluse, we have black widows. I mean, like, often. But so I was thinking, okay, this is a smaller spider in the laundry room. We went back there last night, and I was like, well, where is it? He's like, well, it was on the wall. And then he's like, oh, there's two by your heel. And I turned, there were these two small black widows. I don't care. So I killed those two. And then right as I did it, I was looking, and right behind our dryer from under the cabinet, this like 8 times size, the biggest black widow I've ever seen, drop down on a and as I was like, I took this huge piece of paper towel, folded it up, not looking at him, and then made like a dive for it to catch him and kill him. But he literally cut his own web and fell to the floor.
That was probably the mama.
And she watched me kill her kids.
That's why she was coming for you. Have you ever seen those videos where they have like a spider egg sac explode or whatever, and like 500 spiders just like go everywhere? Have you ever seen those videos?
Yeah.
They are freaking crazy. But no, I'm not really afraid of spiders very much. Every other bug, I'm terrified. Like if I see a tree roach or like a locust or, one of those big palmetto bugs, I mean, those suckers are that big. Oh my God. Yeah, forget it. If it looks anything like a big roach, I'm out. But spiders, I'm okay. So my husband and we're good, because he doesn't like the spiders and I don't like everything else. So
yeah, but like when they're in his tub, they're those little house spiders that I'm literally like, I mean, just because I know they're nothing, I actually do those without anything, just my fingers. I just go, pff. And he's like, really? I'm like, you didn't need to not be afraid of this stuff, man.
Yeah, because he's going to have a wife someday that's going to want him to kill that shit.
Well, that's kind of the way I teach. That's kind of the way I teach him everything. He really isn't afraid of much. Like you were saying about your husband. Your husband has snakes, like Indiana Jones thing. That's kind of what Max is. He's not afraid of most things, but spiders get him, and it's weird because we have a ton here.
I gotta say, my daughters are braver than most women I've met. I mean, who was it? Megan? I think it was Megan, my middle daughter, that we had a mouse in the house one time. This was years ago when she was in high school, and man, she got that thing out of I don't know where it was that she was able to catch it, but I remember that she got it and took it outside. But, no thanks.
Hey guys, if you're, I think there's a few watching on my channel. Come over to Holly's channel and subscribe. Oh, I need to put a link in there. Whoops. Oops, my bad.
We're here.
See, this is why we're late. Mistakes like this that I make.
Oh boy. Anyway,
okay.
The stress of life.
So here, guys, come participate. There you go.
Come participate. Come and chat with us. We have been so all over the place since the beginning of summer that I know nobody knows. Well, are they going to show up this week? I don't know. We'll just go see if they're there. It's kind of how we've been rolling this summer. But, I know when you have a teenage son, you have a lot going on, plus your 800 jobs that you do.
Well, plus Curry. Curry has just been a gold mine.
I know.
I mean, like
You're so
even
lucky.
today, if I can real quickly tell a story, because I wish I had a
Yeah.
video that I could have shared, but this was like a really, first of all, not too long ago, I might have told you. But Curry sent me this case, this card case, right?
Oh, cool.
Metal card case. But
Yeah.
inside of it are these cards where if you're a current Curry customer and you scan this, you get $50 off your next order, even if you're already with Curry. So the
Nice.
paint, every time I go to Sherman-Williams kind of thing, if it's a new Curry account, they get $100 off their first order. And on both, I get the same amount. So return customer that gets 50 off, I get 50. If I get a new customer, like from Dispatch or something, when I'm doing other things by giving it to the warehouses when I'm there, always
Well,
know
where's
those
my
guys.
cards?
Check this out. This is why I feel really cool. But then there's a better part too. Tony was in the live when it happened today, but
Tony.
I'm one of 5 in the country that have this.
Well, aren't you special?
Well, I felt special.
No, you
I
should
did.
be. I'm just kidding.
I'm the only one that's not in the bidding side. I'm the only driver on the app side, not the bidding side. The bidding side is where if you have like a trailer, a pipe rack on the back of a pickup, a box truck, a sprinter van, a cargo van, you're on the bidding side and you don't see offers. You actually make bids. The other 4 people have those that have these are those. I'm the only one on the driver's side that has it. But then this morning too, Tony was so. I think if you've ever watched me do a Curry live in the morning, I love going to this Parker Sherman-Williams is my favorite one. It's like a super center. It's down by Tony. And I have been going in there since I've been on Curry 2.5 years. I've been going in there since they opened a year and a half ago. The same guy that runs it, his name is Brian. He's been there the entire time. When I walked in today, I was like, he knows me. He used to call me Curry and then Steve and whatnot. And when I walked in today, I was looking for my order, and then he came over and I was like, hey, what's up? Like, and he was like abnormally happy. He looked at me and he was like, Rideshare Rodeo. And I was like, how the heck do you know this? And he's like, I have my sources. And I was like, damn, okay. And then I found out it was Tony, but this other guy had mentioned me too, because this other guy, 2 people actually now have emailed me saying, but one was from this location where they say, hey, how do I do this? And because I get a lot of these, but these were in my market, where they said, how do I do this? And I respond, oh, you do that. And then like one time somebody emailed me back, and I always sometimes I forget to ask what market, because I just figure I'm asking a generic question or answering a generic question. But then they were like, yeah, I go, it's for when I go to the Parker Sherman-Williams. And I was like, Parker, Colorado? And they're like, and they said, yeah. And I said, oh, I'm down there all the time. And the person responded back, yeah, I know, I see you down there a lot. And I was like, dude, come up to me and say hi. It's weird that you didn't. I was like, I'm like, just come ask me, because he has a lot of questions and they're good ones. But I was like, just come ask me, man. You're not bugging me. And so anyway, when I went in there today, I thought maybe it was that guy, because he's like, I have my sources. So I knew, okay, well, I know a couple people have mentioned me. But then Tony said something about it, which actually turned him on to my podcast. And jokingly, first of all, he told me they are the #1 Sherman-Williams in all of Colorado doing Curry business, and that they're going to do between $300,000 and $400,000 of Curry business this year alone at that location.
Wow.
And so
no wonder it's so great for you.
So, well, check this out though. But so then, so I said to him, he's like, the only thing he's like, a lot of the apps I don't like. The only thing that sometimes I don't like about Curry are when the people come down here who have no clue what they're doing. He's like, I don't mind about that, but when they don't ask and they just are sloppy or whatever, he goes, like when you come down, you rock it. And I was like, well, I'm like, you should refer people to my Curry videos, because he actually said, he goes, well, after I found out, he goes, I was looking at your stuff, and he goes, I do have a video that I'm going to tell people, watch this, and like send them the link if they're new, like be like, hey dude, watch this and learn how to do this.
Right. Well, and that's how people learn. I mean, that's how we learned about a lot of the stuff that we do. So
then I texted Jesse, who's the engineering or the logistics for Curry. I texted Savak in California. I texted Matt Lafferty, the CEO, and I texted Alice. And I said, hey, I had this really great encounter. I explained this. It's the biggest Sherman-Williams client. He said that Curry's his favorite app. He said that he's using my videos. And I don't normally text them all at once. Every one of them immediately was right back to me with like, dude, that's amazing. Nice job, Steve. But Alice sent me back, what's his name? I said, it's Brian. And she said, she goes, give me a second. And she sent me back an image, and she goes, or two images. One was of a black Curry sweatshirt, and she said, this one's for you. And then she had $200 worth of merch that she's sending me. She goes, give this all to Brian. Coffee mugs, hoodies, shirts, lanyards, everything. And then she goes, now check your Curry account. And she gave me a bonus $100.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
Amazing. Yeah. So speaking of bonuses,
I'm just pointing out because we don't always hear a good gig work story. There you go.
Yeah. Did you find out anything about my Curry situation I had?
No, I need to talk to a specific person on that one. And I have not done that. Sometimes it's tougher to get a little time with these guys.
Yeah.
I mean, like I can quickly communicate, but that's like something I need to be on a phone call, because I have like yours, and who else? I have two others of friends too, who are like, what the fuck? like I don't know if you know this, but first of all, are you on the Curry Facebook group?
I'm rarely on Facebook to read much of anything.
Neither am I, but I go on there for this and two other groups only. Okay. And that one does have a lot of answers. Like if you post an image and say, or something, or your story and say, what happened here? People will get back. I'm actually an admin in there, so I'll invite you.
I may already be a member. I'm a member of a lot of things, and I just, I go on there and I post my stuff for business.
I hate Facebook.
I just don't have time.
I just hate Facebook. I think and part of it was I took a hiatus for like 6 years. And during that 6 years was when their marketplace and reels. And so when I came back in, I mean, yeah, things changed sometimes, but I just hated it. And I left because I didn't like it. When I came back, the changes were even worse. I was like, this thing sucks.
Well, I mean, really, out of all the social media, that's probably my favorite, to be honest, just because you can actually put content on there. Like with Instagram, you can't really put on what you want to put on. There's not enough space or whatever, and you can't do what you want to do.
You can upload 30-minute videos.
You can.
Huh? Yeah.
Well, I don't want to upload videos necessarily, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem as...
I'm not a big Instagram fan either. Look, I don't hang out on TikTok either, but I make TikToks because those have brought people to my audio podcast and my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And they've even told me when they get to YouTube or what, hey, yeah, I saw you on TikTok. So I'm like, okay, I'm not wasting my time over there, and it doesn't take much.
Yeah, no, I'll throw something up on TikTok once in a while, or if I'm doing a YouTube short or whatever, I'll just throw it on TikTok too, since it's already in the same format and everything,
Yeah, so yeah, but Holly made a video of me that we decided to take down, or I wanted it down. I can barely even remember it, but it was...
Is that still? I think that might still be up.
No, you fuck.
The one with the shirt?
I don't know. I need to go look at your thing now.
No, I don't think you told me to take it down. There's only one video you've ever asked me to delete, which I did.
No, not that one. But oddly, this TikTok, I think, was right. It was almost an ad for that, maybe.
But I think it was... It was the one that you had the shirt, the Christmas shirt, right? Is that it?
Mm-mm.
With the boobs?
Mm-mm.
No?
No, you made one, and then I made like what do you call them?
You
On
made a
TikTok.
response. Yeah, you made a response, and your response you only left up for like an hour.
Because
That
I don't remember what it
Damn,
was,
what
but that was
that?
pretty funny.
It was really funny.
I don't think I have that either. Like I don't know where I would.
Yeah, you were the only one that deleted anything. Mine, whatever I put up is still up. Now I gotta go look. Okay. I'll go look when we're done.
But okay, so yeah. Thank you, Tony, too, by the way. I see nice work, Steve. Because he was watching the stream, and he's like, because I was like, it must have been that one guy, and then Tony's like, it was me in the stream. And they told the guy, and I was like, oh, see, like Tony and I, and now Tony and I are going to be talking here this later this afternoon about potentially approaching this guy about some things that won't interfere with or hurt Curry. Of course, I would never do that, but
no, I know you wouldn't.
but I mean that there's opportunity because there's a lot of bad drivers that he gets. A lot. And he was telling me about like a new rule, like kind of how we can't stack on Curry. I got there early today, but usually there's Sherman-Williams vans, like the cargo vans loading up. And he said, even those, I can only send half the weight anymore. We can't do more than 3 drops per van. So I was like, why would you guys have rules on that? Those are W-2 employees.
Speaking of the weight and what things are, that's another thing I wanted to mention to you is that order that I had that day. It said that I was going to have 25 items weighing 11 pounds each. How much does the big, whatever they are, what are they, 5 gallon or gallon, the big things of paint, how much do those weigh?
So like a 5-gallon bucket from Home Depot that's orange, but these aren't. But yeah, so
right.
And if it's full, most of them usually are, and it's mixes, and it always is when you're going to those locations. It's about 55 to 60 pounds per 5-gallon bucket.
That's what I thought. Okay, so that would not be an 11-pound item, right?
No. So no, that's what I'm saying. You'll see things that say 10 2-pound items. And that's what it'll be, a box with 10 2-pound items.
But when I got there,
but it won't be Sherman-Williams sometimes either. It might have been like rollers and
no, this was Sherman-Williams, and it said 25 items at 11 pounds each. So I thought, okay, well maybe it's like just 11 cans of paint is what.
Oh no. I see what happened.
Okay, but when I got
I already know.
When I got there and the customer was wheeling the stuff out, he was wheeling out, unless this was just extra in addition to the order he was picking up, but he was wheeling out 3 5-gallon buckets on a dolly. And I was like, well, I hope that's not what they were sending me to pick up when they said it was 11-pound items.
Well, no, so that's what I'm saying. So, okay, I need to be clear about that. So when it says, here, I must have one that I can show you because it's important that you know this, and anybody that could be watching, even though we're supposed to be talking about Dumpling, but
yeah. And also, Bud Soto, I didn't understand what you said about I got another buses today. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. I'm going to show you I'm going to show you a really messy one, but I just want to do it so I can make sense of it. See this?
Yeah, I can't see that. I'm old.
Okay, well, it says 10 items at 9 pounds each, 2 items at 11 pounds, 2 items at 9 pounds, 1 item at 2, 1 item at 2, 1 item at 2, and it goes down. It ends up being like 400 pounds. What this is it's going to be one color of paint, but these were all the mixes that were needed. So all you really do is add all the pounds up, and they're going to put 60 pounds in each 5-gallon bucket. So if it's 240 pounds added up, you're going to get 4 or 5-gallon buckets.
But as a person, as a female that's 55 years old, I need to know whether I'm coming to load something in my car that's 11 pounds or 100 pounds. That makes a difference to me.
It absolutely does.
So that's
So
why I
here's
need
the
that
thing.
breakdown.
Almost any Sherman-Williams would. Like I don't. Everybody I see down there doesn't, but they would. But the problem you might run into is unloading, because if the crew isn't there, you
Right.
might have to. But that's my thing with Curry. Just keep sticking with it. It's not all Sherman-Williams.
Oh no, I'll stick with it. I have no
I'm
intention
saying
of
there
not.
might be a doorknob delivery. There might be I mean, like Tony can probably already say this, and he hasn't done a ton, but he's only done like 5 or 6.
That's how many I've done.
So okay, but like, there's like you might go to US Electric and you might be getting 10 circuit boards that weigh a half a pound each, and they're in
Yeah.
a box. So you're taking
Yeah.
a
No,
5-pound
I
box.
know that, but I mean, this is the
When you
only
see the
problem I've ever had.
when you see the Sherman-Williams ones, when it shows all those items, that's just the way their system works. That means we're using one item of this color. It just doesn't say the color. And then one of this color, 12 of this color. It's all needed to make the color that you're taking.
So when it says 25 items that weigh 11 pounds each, what in my head should I expect when I get there?
You should expect 200, what is it? 200 and
like
270 pounds, 275. So you should expect four, probably not 5. I mean, maybe they go over sometimes. You should expect 4 or 5 gallon buckets.
I've never had them send me a 5-gallon bucket before.
They never. That's what I'm saying. These are all the items that make up.
I mean, when I arrived, I've always had like cans of paint or something like that. I've never had them have me, of the ones I've done, the 6 I've done or whatever. It's never been a 5-gallon bucket.
Yeah.
Luckily.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, when you see the total weight go over whatever you're comfortable taking, don't take it. Do you see what I'm saying?
If I can't lift the total weight in one lift, I shouldn't take it.
Yep. Because like if it says, 10 items at 40 pounds or at 10 items at 10 pounds, that's going to be 2 5-gallon buckets that weigh 50 pounds each.
Yeah. And I can lift that, but.
Oh, okay. And so you can also get a dolly too.
Yeah, I have one in my garage.
Okay. Just make sure it's a kind of industrial, because like that's a lot of weight and sometimes you're going over dirt.
It's my husband's, so I'm sure.
Is it foldable?
Yeah.
Okay. So, but yeah, I mean, there's tons of other, or at least here, there's lots of other ones you could take, but she could what is this? But she could get 60 pounds. 1.5 get right. If it's 60 pounds, it'd be maybe even 65. I don't know. I guess it depends on the paint. I know they don't like to go to the rim, but I've seen them do it. Like I've had 2, so if you do my math of 60 pounds per 5-gallon times 4, what is that? 240. I've had an order for 290 that are in 4.
Tony, if I didn't take the paint jobs, I couldn't take any curry, because almost every curry here is Sherman-Williams.
So, right. Well, national in Florida too. I haven't had
a problem so far. So,
but you have national accounts are US Electric, and what is it? Ferguson Plumbing, Sherman-Williams. So like you should see Ferguson Plumbing. They're there.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything except Sherman-Williams of the ones that I've taken anyway. I think maybe I had one, or was that a DoorDash? I can't remember. Auto Advance, was that DoorDash, or was that, does Curry have them?
Have Auto what now?
Auto Advance, I think it's called. It's a little auto part store. That might have been a DoorDash.
Oh, no, I haven't ever. Well, in your market they might. I mean, whoever wants to can use Curry. I could use Curry to deliver. Like I could call and like instead of using DoorDash or Uber Connect crap, I could create an account with Curry and say I need a delivery done.
So all those drug dealers that you're worried about using Uber Connect, you're saying they can use Curry?
Yeah, but with Curry, you do need to have an SS number or an EIN. You're going to have to actually tie something to this. So that's why it's more, even if it's not B2B, even if it's consumer, you have to play B&B. And at least, I mean, social works. So, but I have an EIN number for an LLC. So
that was I actually have that question written down for you today. I was going to ask you if you had an LLC.
Mm-hmm.
And are you structured as an S corp or not?
No,
you're not.
No. There's no. I have a lawyer for it. There's no reason to be unless.
There is.
Well, I mean, there is no, but the.
Huge.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's some tax reasons and stuff. Yes. But I guess what I was saying is there were people thinking in California S corp was going to get you around AB5. That kind of stuff isn't going to help with legislation.
Oh, no.
And an LLC is a little cheaper for me, but like if I ever took on another partner, I definitely would move into a different structure.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah, I just opened I had an LLC, but I was in House of Holly that I was going to dump everything into, and then I changed my mind. I had that for like a year and a half, and I really didn't do anything with it, but I'm closing that out. But I did just open Savvy Shopper of Sarasota as an LLC because I wanted to put Island Hopper and Savvy Shopper together, so that way I can do Island Hopper grocery delivery as a fictitious name under Savvy Shopper LLC, since it's the same kind of business. And that, because the name Savvy Shopper of Sarasota is out there more in my community. So if I kind of tie those two together and people, oh, okay, oh, that's a new company, but yeah, she's been here a while. You know what I mean? So that's, anyway, so I tied those together. I still have to do the fictitious name and finish that up, but I got my LLC set up and I got my EIN number for it and all that stuff.
Aren't they gonna, and maybe I'm wrong, but aren't you dealing with past year taxes?
Yeah.
So I don't mean it bad. I know there's other people who do too.
Oh no, yeah, I've got 3.
You're not alone.
I know. And actually, I had filed the ones for last year. I filed the extension, but I think that was like due yesterday. So I'm still late. But
I mean, if you make a $10 payment to them, they put you in the good.
Well,
I'm not kidding. Like any payment.
I don't know if they owe me or I owe them. Honest to God. I mean, I just haven't done the paperwork.
You know, you can log into your account, right? Or if you don't have one, you should create one, because it also locks your social security up though, so that nobody else can ever claim it.
I mean, I've looked on there to see like what 1099s they have of mine, and I've seen all that, but I just have to do my.
But you should go to, because Marissa had me do this with you. You go to irs.gov and you create a IRS account, and in there you put your social security in, and you don't just ask for reporting though. You say you want an account. It's like an option in there. I'd logged in too for like, where's my return kind of thing.
No, I have.
That's not the same. Okay.
I mean, I think it's the same that you're talking about, where I can just go in.
The main part that I liked was that it locks your social security to the point where it's next to impossible to be hacked or stolen. Hey, what's up, Derek?
Fine. Sorry about that. Okay, say that again. It makes it impossible for what?
I don't know.
It locks up your social security to make it impossible.
Oh, and it makes it next to impossible to hack your, so even if somebody does hack it, it's not usable in any format, dark web, none of that.
Oh, you mean like for
like if somebody were to try and use it, the IRS is actually immediately flagged. Like, no, we have that account locked up. What are you talking about? It's weird. They don't have they should, but they don't have our accounts locked up.
Gotcha.
Unless you create an account.
Tony, I am very highly educated on the S Corp, and I'll tell you why. Mark J. Kohler, Kohler. He's on YouTube. You can find him there. He's got a podcast. He's an attorney. He is a accountant, and he taught me more about taxes and business taxes and deductions and stuff you can write off and ways to skirt around this and skirt around that are all legal. And is very smart. And not only is he very smart and can tell you things that I guarantee you everybody can learn something from him, but he's also entertaining while he does it, which I don't think you can say that about a whole lot of people in that subject area. So I highly suggest that you check him out. He's got a book also called, well, he's got several, but the one I suggest to everybody is the Tax and Legal Playbook. It's back in my other bag. But the best. But no, the S Corp deal, I know if you're an LLC, that yes, the S Corp is a structure that you can apply to be, and then it saves you on your self-employment taxes, but there is a lot more filing to do because you have to pay yourself a salary and do a whole W-2 thing. So it's way more involved if you do it that way, paperwork-wise. But you have somebody that knows what they're doing and can help you along with that at least the first couple of years. Anyway, it's
Tony says he won a book on that guy's live stream.
Oh, you did? Oh my God, he's freaking amazing. I seriously love this man. He is so smart about things. I was actually watching him this morning about some trust, but anyway, yeah.
Hey, have you ever? I mean, since we're just totally off subject, have you ever heard of a Wyoming trust?
I don't live in Wyoming.
You don't need to.
I'm kidding. I know, but no, I have not.
No, Google it. Google it, because it's left from the pioneer days kind of thing, and they don't have state they don't do income tax.
We don't here in Florida either.
Right, but no other state has it. If you look up Wyoming Trust, there's there's a few companies in Wyoming that do it. Everybody else can too. I'm not giving you advice, but look it up and what it does. It's pretty amazing.
So are you saying that anybody that lives anywhere can open one, or what?
Yep. All right. You can even, there's a couple of the companies that you can just do it over the phone or video conference.
Well, I'm not super educated on trust, honestly, at all.
No, but these, I mean, read about it. Read about it. There's brokers you can work with up there. They're all legit. I mean, I could drive up there. There's still like big and God, what's his name? Buffett. He's talked many times about Wyoming Trust. They're great things.
Buffett's from my hometown.
So, I mean, not that you necessarily agree with everything he says. He's a smart man. He even says good play on the Wyoming Trust.
Well, yeah, I really don't know what they do, except I've heard Mark talking about putting your businesses and your home and all that stuff into a trust, but I don't think with what I have that I need to do that. I think really with my house, just to do the deed the way my mom did it and do the right of joint tenancy with right of survivorship with my kids on there is
but fine. Did you see what Tony just put? He said, I know someone who's set up one that way, helps with staying anonymous. Again, staying away from cyber crimes. I know that's only true. One perk too.
That is,
but that's true. A perk of the Wyoming Trust. Is it's anonymity, like you're a number and it can't be tracked except for, you know what I mean? Like people can't hack this. That's stuff I looked into these days. Gotcha. You know, you don't want your trust hacked, and somehow even like a statement coming through, you know, that's showing money in there still somehow, like some ghost activity. I've heard of this stuff. And then all of a sudden, you know, when it comes time, there's nothing in there.
Right.
And, you know, God forbid, but like if something happened to you and it's a trust for your son or something like that, and you're not around to go, no, that's not what happened. Like he would have a much tougher time contesting something.
Well, I was really just trying to get any assets,
Yeah.
you know, that I have to them without it going into probate court, without anything being taken from them having
I'm telling you
taxes on it and all that stuff. So that's why
what I'm thinking of. It's like a magic drug, like kills, like it's
Adderall.
like amoxicillin. Like, oh, you're fine, just eat this. Like no matter what you got, it'll kill it. So it's like that. It has so many functions. Just check it out, Wyoming Trust.
All right.
I mean, if you Google it, it's not like you're going to see a few things. You're going to see a lot. And I think when I was looking into them, I couldn't, like, nothing was bad. It wasn't mixed stuff like bad, good, but it was just good.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so many things that I have put off taking care of that at 55 and all the health problems that I have to stop putting things off because
well, everybody has to stop putting things off.
Well, some of us a little more than others, but yeah, I do.
I don't know. Look at Gig Geezer. He's running around at his age too, and I thought he was more near my age. And he's like, man, I'm 72, bro. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't know.
Well, all 72s are not created equally, and all 55s are not created equally, I can tell you. You know, I mean, Nathan's mother is 81, and she could run circles around most 30-year-olds I know. And, you know, my dad died at 58. My mom died at 72. But my grandma and my great-grandma both lived to be 90.
Yep. My great-grandma lived to be 99. My dad died at 65.
But
that was a bummer.
Yeah, I'm just telling you, I'm not gonna.
But I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Everybody should say good thoughts for Holly. She's going through some family stuff right now. So
yeah, I mean, you know, of course that's been on my mind for that. So
I mean, but that's part of lives and being real. So, you know.
Yeah.
But everybody say a prayer for Holly, or else I'm gonna smack you.
It's been a rough week for sure, or a rough month, I should say. Let's see here. I was gonna try and pull that up on my other phone, that Wyoming Trust, to get back on it. Okay, so I want to say something about Dumpling, since that's why we're here.
We have 2 minutes left, go.
All right. Well, I do have one thing that I do want to talk about.
I did too, but we'll do it next week, I guess.
You always say that, and I never. Why don't you say yours?
Well, first? I think you. First of all, we can discuss this. I think you need to commit to every week, and then if I make 3 of 4 a month.
Oh, you're telling me I need to be here every week, whether you're here.
You need to be ready, like you said in a text. Maybe not this week, kind of thing, but like you need to be ready to do an episode on your own, and then I'll try and make all 4. But if I were to miss one in a month, let's say, even as things are turning into winter and it gets easier, you know, because when it's winter, it gets darker early. There won't be these hot shots in the time of day that this falls. I just know I've been on Curry for years. And the construction slows down a bit. So,
yeah, that's true. I forgot you've got winter coming.
Yeah, see, you live in Florida. Like you were here in the summer, but in winter, it's very cold. they work like, I mean, it's not always snow, but it gets cold, and they don't work those days at all.
I can't imagine having to do deliveries in snow in that cold weather. I couldn't do it.
Well, I mean, if you live out here, it's probably for a reason, you know. So no matter what you do, you have to get around. You know, like I for snow, not for my son, but for snowboarding, other things. Like that's why I love Colorado. So
I love Colorado in the summer.
To live here, you know, that's what it takes. For me, it's tough to get through the summer.
Well, it's tough for me to get through the summer here, but it was so chilly though. The night before, was it last night? It was last night. I texted the kids and I said, "It's so chilly here tonight. It feels like Illinois in October. It's great. I loved it." But yeah,
But
the
you
older
know
I've
what?
gotten, I
Even
just can't
as
deal with
long
it.
as I know, here's the thing: as long as I know that I can do this, like this, at times, and be in my car, and if it's going to be that way, I would let you know ahead of time. Otherwise, like today, and I have things to talk about, but I can participate in the conversation and be at all these. I just sometimes might be doing curry. But curry isn't like DoorDash where it's interrupted every 10 seconds.
Right.
So I'd actually be in here. I'd just be in my car.
Yeah, and
You're in
that's
your
what
car.
right. I am
So
right now. Um,
so I think that way can work. I just hate StreamYard on a phone, but
oh, right. That's the only way I've been doing it. But I did have my first order with Island Hopper, my first resort delivery, because that's, it's been slow starting up because number one, I haven't gotten to get out and hit the pavement because of all the other things that I've had going on. I do know that Coastal Concierge is brought me on and they are advertising for the grocery delivery now. But anyway, what I learned through doing this first order is with the personal grocery delivery side, we have that credit card processing fee, right? That's paid out of our earnings, which is 2.7% plus 30 cents on our earnings only. Now, back when they had the free program, it would be earnings and groceries, right? We talk about how much that was, and it was, a lot. And that was reason enough once you had a few clients to switch over to the $29 because it saved you that much money on the processing fee. So anyway, my customer ordered $440.28 in groceries, $317.20 in alcohol, which counts as groceries. So their total was $757.48.
At 2 stops.
Yes.
You didn't get their alcohol at the grocery store, right?
No. Well, okay. I got some of it there, and then I had to go to Total Wine and More.
Okay.
Because there was
so 2 stops. 2 stops.
An expensive bottle of wine. Yeah. And then the delivery fee, I charged $25, and then the service fee is 20% of their grocery total, which ended up $150. Anyway, so with the resort, it is 3.2% plus 30 cents, so it's higher. And it's not only on your earnings, it's on the earnings in groceries, like the free app on the personal side used to be, which I didn't know that. So I was expecting 2.7 plus 30 cents on earnings only. So that was a surprise to me. I learned that.
Hey, UDM, you're in my stream. You should click the link in my stream. Come over to Holly's channel and subscribe and like the video.
Hi, UDM. And the other thing that happened that was concerning to me, because I saw 2 processing fees on there, and the other processing fee was $46.70. And I'm like, why is that on there? Well, as you know, there's that 5% platform fee. However, everybody normally passes that on to the client, and that is on all of the websites that, hey, there's a 5% fee.
I pass mine on.
Yes, and I do too. I always have on my personal side. When I had a couple clients that were spending a lot of money with me, I was refunding them that in their invoice. But as a rule, it's always on the customer side. So anyway, so when I'm looking at this, I'm like, why do I have 2 processing fees? Well, somehow on the app, it got toggled on to where I was covering that 5%. So I got charged that $46.70 instead of the client. But I had never even gone into that tab to turn it on. So somehow when they set it up, it automatically went on. And when you
Was
are
it maybe
setting,
was it maybe an update?
I don't know, but when you're setting
I
up,
mean, I'm asking because like, do I need to check mine? Did an update happen? And
this was on the resort side,
okay,
not on the personal side. I've
and you'd had another resort offer where it didn't.
This was my first and only one I've had so far.
So maybe was it accidentally?
When they set it up, I think they because a resort looks different when you go into, when you set it up, they say, okay, do not go through steps 1 through 7 like you do on the personal side, because the customers aren't using an app to order from, they're using your website. So you don't need to do steps 2, 6, and 4. I'm just making that up.
So wait a minute. We've talked about this a lot of times. Can you have, we know you can't for your customers, and that makes sense for just everyday dumpling. You got to have your set prices. You got to figure it out, and all your clients are getting that. But
right.
Can you have a different one over there? Because I kind of maybe get why it would make sense to take it out on that side. But
No,
I would say to you, up your prices on that side.
No, she said to me, yeah, everybody passes that on, and it's on all the websites. My client, when they ordered that day, they saw a 5% credit card processing fee. They were expecting that fee. And I ended up later on, I back and forth with them, but we got it all worked out, and I didn't end up paying that. They ended up refunding that portion of it for me. But the only reason that I bring this up, number one, is just to make people aware, because the stores and services tab on your business thing, where we normally on the personal side go in and we set up all of our stores, right? Well, when you're on resort, there's no reason for you to go into that tab when you set up. It even tells you, don't worry about that tab. You don't use that. You don't even have to go in there and mess with anything. So I didn't. Well, they had automatically turned on for me to cover that fee, I think by accident. And so and I never went into it, so I didn't know. So I'm just telling people, if they do sign up for the resort, just to go into that and make sure that that is toggled off, and that it's, so you're not covering that fee.
Mm-hmm.
That's my big takeaway from my big long story.
So I want to add one thing. I know we're over, but since you did, I'll add one more dumpling thing. I can't get to other things, but I saw an article on Grubhub, how Grubhub has hired a team of people to go to hotels, including like Hilton's. And they're not just motels, hotels,
right,
but ones that do not have restaurants in them. It has to not have a restaurant. It could be a very top, because we know there's a lot of top end hotels these days that don't. They just don't. But their task is to go all around the country, find these, and target trying to get Grubhub to participate. And I thought, what, through like miles, or are you going to get Hilton miles if you use Grubhub? Because my thought is, look, when I travel, I'll just tell you, because I drive Uber and I have Uber Eats as a driver. I just use Uber. Think what you will. I tip well. I use Uber. I don't ever use DoorDash. I don't use Grubhub. Like from the customer.
I use DoorDash usually.
So anyway, I just use Uber. It's easy for me. But I guess what I'm questioning is, for that part, I don't think Grubhub can do what they're trying to do. I think that people get to the hotel and you're going to see they don't offer any points or any kind of affiliation. It's just going to be like ads in the room saying, download the Grubhub app. So here's the thing, like my thought is that most people that travel already have DoorDash or Uber Eats on their phone. They're just going to use those. They're not going to re-download Grubhub. But
so they have to go get contracts or whatever with the hotels, or just have the hotels agree to put their signs in there.
Yeah, but it's not. You can't have a contract with them because anybody can deliver to the hotel.
Right. Yeah.
So, but my point is, when I read that article, I was thinking, how we had talked about, being careful about it. I need to put that time in. I haven't even put the other zip codes in, and I'm listed. But I need to get to like a retirement home. But I started thinking, man, what Grubhub is doing might be a really good idea for like us with business cards, just to a manager. You know what I mean? Just go in and have a coffee with them. Say, you got a minute? Say, listen, I run this business where I do this. If you ever have people staying 2-3 days. Would you mind putting my cart in?
Well, that's exactly what I'm doing.
Four or
that's exactly
five,
what I'm getting ready to do. Yeah.
Right, but instead of not just resorts, like how this
No.
island thing is.
We
Oh,
do
okay,
hotels.
okay,
Yeah, that's already on the list, and it's already being done.
okay.
And that's the guy that I talked to in Vail. He has a ton of hotels that he does. He works with their concierge
Vail's,
services.
my guess is condos. Vail's mostly condos. People own bunches of condos.
Yeah, but he used to work in some of the hotels, so he knows all those people too. So I mean, he was. Yeah. But anyway, actually, I was going to see if we could have him on in 2 weeks.
Yeah, have him on.
He's very interesting to talk to. I haven't talked to him again since that one night, but man, was he a plethora of information.
Yeah, plus if he says something that I know needs context, I know Vail Village like the back of my hand.
Yeah.
So if he's like, yeah, at this place, and thinks like, oh, nobody knows what that is, I'll know how to say, yeah, that place is this. It's called the Lion Shed Hotel. It's $2,900 a night. They have 5 restaurants in it. You couldn't deliver to there because a two bedroom or a 2-bedroom is $2,900 a night during ski season.
Wow.
And it's not that even. It's like maybe 500 square feet.
That's crazy. Coastal Concierge that I'm partnered with, they are basically a concierge service, just like you would have at a nice big hotel where they offer everything. They can get you theater tickets. They can get you, a private chef. They can get you a boat rental, whatever you need. Basically, they do, which is why they brought me in, because they didn't have a grocery delivery person. But they have partnerships already with about 11 different places, and the places where they do have partnerships with, they do put up little signs and stuff, to advertise what they do in those places. So like maybe in the lobby, or I don't know where all they put them, but I do know that he did tell me that. So
okay.
I think Tony said maybe I should get the ball rolling on Dumpling so I can be a guest if needed. Come on, Tony. I tell you, though, it has been a slow summer. If somebody tells me they have been crazy busy on Dumpling or anywhere else, I would be shocked, except for Curry and Steve.
I was just going to say, I said it when we started the stream.
I know, except for you and Curry. We all know that's a...
Well, Tony's getting on. Tony's starting to do Curry, too. Not just picking away. He's seeing orders now, like volume orders. He has a driver score.
Here, I think he's talking to you here.
Giggity, you're on the wrong side. Click the link over to Holly's link and then like the video and subscribe to her channel. Please. Oh, no, I was just looking to see if I could pull up some like Vail pricing so I could show you to laugh at. But who's talking to me?
Tony, he says you got rabies. Here's some amoxicillin.
Does it work for rabies? Then if that works for rabies, why do you have to get 20 shots in the stomach?
You do?
Yeah. Like if I remember this when I was a kid, and it's still to today, they don't have a better way. It's really weird. If you get bit by a dog or something and you get rabies, you can bring the dog in and they can test the dog for rabies, even if it's not up to date on its shots.
Right.
But if you can't find the dog, you have to have 20 shots in the stomach.
Wow. Not be happy with that.
Yeah, that sounds like just about the worst. I mean, you might as well cut my eyeball open too while you're at it.
I did do an Instacart order the other day, and
was it $4?
No, it was actually a decent one. It was like $27.
Do you see those yet?
2 items. I don't think I've seen $4 now.
Have you seen under 7?
I don't know.
Because I think I don't think you'll see under 7 until you see 4.
I will. I really haven't been paying that much attention, honestly. It's like I flip through, and if it's nothing I would take, I just hide it and go about.
Gary Middleton, what's up?
But it was a good thing that I took it that day, because that particular order was going out to Longboat Key, which is one of my target areas for Island Hopper. And I have my Island Hopper big magnets on my car now, because I'm trying to advertise that around here more. And so the lady that I delivered to, she's a resident here, so she wouldn't be an Island Hopper customer, she'd be a Savvy Shopper customer. So I took her my information, my flyers, my postcards, and all that good stuff that I hand out at the door, and talked to her about that. And she said her and her sister would both be interested in ordering from me in the future for that, because they were not happy with Instacart's marking up of the products. And then I'm going out to my car, and there was a lady out there, and she was drying off her car. And I said, looked like she was kind of washing it a little bit. And I said, well, if you do that, you're going to make it rain. That's how that works, right? She laughed. And anyway, so she saw the magnet on my car, and so she asked about Island Hopper and the pre-arrival grocery delivery. Well, her and her sister live in Texas, and they come up here for long stays. And so she wanted my information for that. So I got potentially 4 potential clients out of that Instacart order.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you get them,
yeah.
So the thing is, I need to, like we said, I need to literally put an hour aside. And I know, I'm busy, but I can do that. I'm getting to a scheduling point, and I need to put an hour aside, and even no matter what, devote it to this, even if it's brainstorming, whatever, because I have too many ideas that I'm not going through on. And, like DoorDash, like UDM's in here, Gary Middleton's in here. There's some people in here who know enough that we talk market to market, but DoorDash across the board in all the markets seems down big time. Like, we talk about ups and downs, and everybody was saying, well, October's when it starts kicking again, or September. Yeah, and it's like, here we are, and it's worse than the summer.
I agree. I had one good week, but the last 3-4 weeks have not been good.
But my point is, how I love Instacart. Kidding. But how I hate Instacart. I need to actually follow through on that. I don't even do them, but I need to do them and put my flyer in it. I don't care. If they call me and go, you're deactivated, I'll be, for what? And they'll be like, for advertising, and I'll record it, and I'll be like, then you're going to get sued because I'm an independent contractor, and I don't care that I'm deactivated because your platform sucks.
Okay, then. Gary, quickly.
Gary says he doesn't think DoorDash is down.
I don't think DoorDash is down, honestly. I think there's just way more drivers, and their priority system sucks now that everyone has it.
Yeah, but I did see a study, Gary. Sergio and I were looking at it. I did see a study about order volume being down in the United States, like a decent amount. So I know the companies are starting to raise the prices. Same thing with Rideshare. They're trying to like raise the prices to pick off the fact that, that things are sliding a bit. We knew that at one point it would. I mean, come on, guys, it's not the pandemic. Everybody's not ordering every meal anymore. Even coming out of that, I think people are just out more and whatnot, but it'll come back around. I think that it's a late start to Christmas too. It's still 79 degrees here, and it's October in Colorado.
It's 73 in Florida.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we're supposed to be high 70s the rest of the week, but we fell to like 58 over the weekend, and like mornings. I mean, the morning was like 32 one day. So we're seeing those low dips, but I've just been told it's going to be not the craziest winter, but we'll see.
So it's not supposed to be horrible everywhere for winter, like the Midwest?
No, here at our house, every year the groundhog thing. We take a groundhog and we throw it up in the air, and then we take a shotgun, and if you shoot it, then it's going to be a long winter. But if you miss it, it's going to be a light winter.
Funny. No, UDM, I'm not in Key West. I'm in Sarasota, honey. And I know you've been up here to Bradenton and worked before. I remember you telling me that back when I very first came around to YouTube and started watching you. UDM was one of the very first people that I watched religiously. Him and Pedro I started with, and you were very soon after I got on here too. You were
I was watching UDM too in the beginning.
Yeah, and I tell you,
look. Let's be careful. Let's not be careful to give UDM too big of a head. So
I know, but I love his Good Morning song. Good morning, that song he always sang, the Good Morning song. I love his Good Morning song. I want that as a ringtone on my phone to be my alarm clock in the morning. How can I get that?
Or his song?
No, I want the Good Morning song. I love.
I know, but Ride Along is great.
No, I know. I did. I listened to that on Spotify actually.
So
he's a talented man.
Gary says, "Who is UDM?"
Who is Gary Middleton?
Yeah.
Gary, it's nice to see you back after all your travels. We've missed you.
Well, he's in Florida.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I'm going to have to go over and hunt him and Donna down.
Gary's still November 4th. He's supposed to be closing on a house.
He's closing when?
I think he said November 4th was what he's hoping. I mean, of course, you got to.
Do you know what town?
Gary, I know put your damn info in the thing.
Gary, what town did you buy a house in?
Oh, he says November 8th. Then back to Oklahoma to get my. You didn't even take your stuff there?
Yeah, what's all that? I thought they were.
Dude, why didn't you pack it in a pod and then just have the pod shipped down there once you had the house?
Exactly.
Jesus. Amateur.
No, I know you're on the East Coast. I just didn't know like what town you were in, Gary. But the East Coast and the West Coast of Florida are only like 3 hours apart because it's a skinny state.
Yeah, he's moving to someplace, Gator Bait or something down in the Everglades or something. I can't remember. It's like population 11.
You said Gator Bait?
Yeah.
And UDM is down in the Miami area. I know that.
Palm Bay, he says.
Palm Bay. He's afraid to tell me because he knows I'm too close. He's afraid I'll come over there and find him.
What's Palm Bay? Don't you know where that is?
He's probably like 3.5 hours maybe from me.
All right, okay.
I think, if it's where I think it is. In St. Augustine, JP, he said, I see Gary living in St. Augustine. St. Augustine is somewhere I have not been, but I do want to go check out because they have some things there that I would like to see. I'd like to go spend a weekend there. We've talked about it, just haven't done it.
Did we talk? Oh, we did talk a little curry. You guys are lucky we even got to curry today.
You mean dumpling?
Dumpling.
Do you know who we're here to talk? Oh, and
well, I'm just saying it was so little bits of it, but at least we ended with some.
I want to talk about one more gig app. Yesterday, I was watching your podcast, your para podcast about Parapass and para.
For mileage tracking.
Yeah, all the para good stuff. But anyway, I heard you say something about delivered, and are you not getting orders for delivered where you are?
No, but also watch, and UDM, you're in here too, so you might want to watch this because I have deleted it, re-downloaded it. I'm onboarded. Everything's good. I used UDM to sign up with his link. But I want to show you what happens when I launch the app because I haven't. Look, you guys know I haven't even done it, but here it is. I'm going to launch it right now. Every time that.
What does it say? I can't read it.
This app doesn't work without background app refresh enabled to turn, and it is turned on. To turn it on, go to settings, general, turn it on. It's on.
And it's on?
Yeah.
That's weird. Yeah, I don't have any problems with mine, and I've been on it a couple of months, and I get good orders from them.
Location always, cellular data, and background app refresh.
And you've restarted your phone and all that, I guess.
I've deleted it, downloaded it. I've contacted support.
Well, that's crazy. Do you just have one cell phone?
No, but this is a new iPhone. I mean, like, it would work on it. Shut
Well,
up,
you
Gary.
never know. Maybe
Shut
there's a
up,
glitch.
Gary. Yeah, I got
Nobody
a. You know
buys-
what? Gary's saying get an Android. Yeah, I got another phone. It's another
Androids
iPhone.
suck. Androids suck. See this Android? I'm getting rid of it to get another iPhone.
Get an Android and you don't have that
Not the
issue.
sun.
I know people with iPhones that don't have the issue though. I mean, Tony's in here, Driven Dad, and he has both, but I know that he has his Delivered working. I know other people using Delivered for an iPhone.
Trying to block the sun. It's driving me crazy. Yeah, I don't know.
But when this, I told Gary too, when this one does go, I am going to get an Android because I'm going to be honest. I haven't had a non-iPhone since like, I don't even know, 2004.
Well, I only bought that stupid Android so I could use the app. That was the entire reason I got that stupid Android. And I hate it so much.
Was that the version, stupid Android?
Yeah. Stupid Android 2.2.
Oh.
I'm so used to the way the iPhone works, and I don't get this phone. I like have to pound it to get it. I shouldn't have said that. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. Just not into pounding it anymore, you know? Just tired of pounding that phone.
But yeah, I mean, I know that they do work very well too, and I know I know iPhones deal better with some things. I know that Androids get around some things and can deal better. So there is trade-offs. I know that.
Well, I don't really know what Android is better for.
Because
except the app.
Well, because like you can put any app on the Play Store. I mean, like anything qualifies. I used to have this tablet that somebody, when I was doing Rideshare, gave me in the Denver airport that was doing ads, but they didn't even take my information. It was so weird. Like I gave him it like on a written piece of paper, and he's like, "Okay, well, here's this iPad, and we'll send you money." And it showed the. And they did. No, it was before Octopus, and they were trying this out. And I went to the App Store, and it was one of those things that only had like 62 ratings, but it was a half star. I don't know how you have a half star rating.
That's really bad.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you could, because that would mean 0 stars. But it wasn't even on iPhone. You couldn't get it on the iPhone. This was way back.
Yeah, I imagine.
Or wait, maybe you could get it on the iPhone too. I don't know. But regardless, the thing was trash. They finally ended up one of the weeks I said, "Hey, can you email me my check?" Because that's what we were supposed to do every week. And they said, "Oh, we're out of business. Just keep the iPad or just keep the tablet."
Was it a decent tablet at least?
No, it was like an Android.
Figures. That's why.
No, I mean it wasn't, but it was trash. It wasn't an iPad, and it was just one of those cheap tablets. It was just meant to do this. It could do some other things, but it was weak.
Gotcha.
Okay, we gotta wrap this up.
Did you have anything else, dumpling wise?
Okay, since UDM just said it too, sounds like a phone issue. You said it too. I'll try it on my other phone. I have not done that. I'll put it on the other iPhone.
Yeah, you might as well, just to see if it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you're right. I just normally don't do that. No, I just never have this problem. I'm just, a new iPhone usually doesn't have any issue. But I'll try it. I mean, this is an iPhone 12 or something. I don't know, 11.
I've got an iPhone 12 Max.
Right. This one's a 13. It's on a 13 right now, and it doesn't work.
Your new one's a 13?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sometimes though they come out with the new ones and they just have some weird glitch stuff. So.
Yeah.
Gary says that he's 3 hours to me, 2.5 to UDM, and 3 hours to Cray Cray.
You know how he knows exactly how far he is? He's not just guessing by town, because you guys use DUH and he like literally tracks you.
Oh, I'm sure. I heard he sells my data too.
Everybody, I'm kidding. Shut up.
We are
Gary
kidding.
doesn't do any of that. That's why I didn't even know Gary was coming, and I got this on today.
But since Gary's 2.5 to 3 hours away from everybody, I say the party's at Gary's house, and that we all the Floridians need to get together at Gary and Donna's.
Yeah, I mean,
so come on down, Steve.
Gary, get a house and invite us down to Gator County or whatever you're doing.
Are you up for a trip to Florida, Steve?
Yeah. I mean, I used to live in Miami for 2 years when I was training for the laser company before I went on the road full time.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
So, I mean, like, I still have all those connections too. And they're actually, oddly, they're like a few miles from where UDM lives.
Oh, really?
And I don't know exactly where you live, UDM. I just, there was a time when you were kind of telling me, and we were talking about some cross streets, and you're literally like, yeah, you're literally like right by this, because it's just a warehouse north of Miami, but well before Fort Lauderdale. I can't remember the exact streets now, like 160th or 135th or something off I-20 or off I-5.
The only time I'm ever down in that area is if we're going on a cruise and we just have to go down there to catch the boat. That's about it.
Yeah. So that was something I had to do all the time too. I had to go on those cruise ships too, and I had to sleep in the barracks. That's for another time.
Oh wait, hold on. Bud Soda, I just saw you said, don't answer my question then. Let me come back here. This is the problem, is I don't miss the chat. What was this question? Oh, being that Dumpling costs money, how many clients should I wait on before you sign up on Dumpling?
Here's my, Holly can give you her takes after me. Here's my take real quick, is that just don't do it before you're actually ready to engage your first client, like I did. Like, don't sign up, don't do anything with it. It was free then too, but I'm saying, like, there was a free version, but you will get some free time if you use our promo, which that's a good thing he asked. You should say
that's what I was getting ready to say. He'll have 60 free days anyway, so as long as he's ready to put the time in.
But that's what I'm saying. Don't do it and then during those 60 days go, oh yeah, I got time to do it. Like, have your first client ready to go that day you sign up, so that you get your 60 days for free with at least one client, and then see what happens. Word of mouth might happen. Some of the techniques or things we've told you, like that.
Really, one decent size order, your earnings will pay for your month.
Yeah, and then some.
One
usually,
order, right,
yeah.
right. I mean, like, I made $147 on that resort order, but I mean, yeah, I know it's a resort order, but you just have to set your prices. I mean, my minimum that I would ever make on anything, if it was going to 7-Eleven, is $25. That's.
Oh, so he's saying, see his other question too. So what he's asking is, anyways, my question, would Dumpling make it easier to manage my clients' OTS on demand last minute stuff? I would say yes. You can tell times that you want to work. And usually when you have a client too, you can, at least with me, I don't know, Holly's probably the same with most, you can contact that client and say, hey, I can't do 2 to 4. Is it okay if I do later? And I've had clients say to me, as long as you can do it this week, and it'll be like for Wednesday.
Yeah, see, I don't have people that schedule like that. My people just usually schedule when they want it. I don't have many people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Usually they text me. And they're like, they don't even do it through the app. They'll text me and say, are you available to do Dumpling today? And I'll be like, sure. And then they go and put one item in, and then they take a picture and send me the list.
Really?
Yeah. Like I said, I just don't have, all my clients don't like the Dumpling app on the customer side.
Everybody's so different. But, they have updated the list and stuff.
I know, but like the universal pricing and stuff, like, and you will get the in-store pricing, but to them, they know what they want. So it's like the lists are usually like, 35 of the same items that they just always get.
Right. Yeah.
And then there's a couple different things. So, but like, that's my point there, is that all your customers need to do is put one in. If they at all say, I don't like the app, don't sit there and try and like tell them, no, it's cool, let me show you. You might really you might lose them. But
yeah, I mean, they can text you, they can write it on a piece of paper.
Yep, exactly.
Email, there's other
anything,
apps out there.
anything.
Any list. There's like 4 or 5 different apps out there. I know you can make a grocery list.
All they have to do is put one item in there.
Yep. Because all we need that for is to process their payment and stuff.
Right.
So
if they put one item in there, I can't remember what it is, but I can spend like $600. Yeah, and if I need more, I can call and they'll give me.
Everybody's different. I think when they start out, I think they get $275. But they'll.
But I think I've done $350, $400 orders. Yeah. So I think that's maybe why they increased mine. Like, dude, we don't want to deal with this every time.
Right. Because when they see that and they see you've been around for a while and you're getting those kind of orders, they will up you.
Yeah.
Automatically, but it doesn't matter. Even if you started last week and somebody wants you to go get $1,000 TV or whatever.
That's what I was gonna say. If your first, I was just gonna say, if your first order, because when I first interviewed Joel, in 2020 November, the first time we ever talked, like it's still the same. Like if you just signed up and your first client is on Thanksgiving and they have a $1,500 order, you're covered. You just need to contact Dumpling, and it's not like any other company. If you call, you get somebody right away.
Oh yeah.
You're not even like dealing with like press 2 or like you're just on the phone with somebody.
No, I don't think I've ever waited more than, I would say 3 minutes maybe.
Yeah, I was gonna say 2
to get an answer. But usually if I swipe my card or something and it declines, before I can even pick up my phone to say anything, a little message pops up. I see you've had a card decline. What can we do to help? Yeah.
I'll say that they probably would be my favorite customer service.
Yeah, 100%.
For sure. Like that is one of the things they do best. And that's always just good to know. If you have any problem, they got you. So, but everybody say good prayers for Holly. We got to get out of here, but she's had a rough week, and let's all think good thoughts. And I hope you liked and subscribed to her channel, because it would be bad if you didn't.
We're coming for you.
But yeah, to answer your question from before, yes, I would come to Florida. Yes.
Oh my God. That lady just totally like freaking drove over the curb because she can barely see over her steering wheel.
See, now I won't come to Florida because that's how they drive.
Holy fucking, oh, sorry. You should see this lady, seriously. Holy cow.
Well, if you turn the camera, we can.
Wow. She totally just drove over both curbs. Now what's she doing? Hold on. She might miss something good. She got to stay away from me, though. It's that lady right there. Wow, that was nuts. She had to be drunk or something. That was crazy. You think when you run over?
Well, I don't know why this came to my head, but whenever something weird happens in Florida, I don't know why I always think of that. And I don't remember what year it was. It was either the early 2000s or the late 90s when people were like smoking or eating bath salts and eating people's faces.
I knew
like, you got that's you guys are freaks, dude. That didn't happen anywhere else.
That guy,
even like Kentucky didn't do that.
Kentucky.
Like usually if Kentucky hears about like some Clorox bleach thing or something, they're all over it in hillbilly country. Like, hey, yeah, that sounds like a cheap way to do things. Like, but they didn't even try that one. Nobody did.
We have a little town. There's like Sarasota and Bradenton that are like connected. You can't really tell where one ends and one starts, but people refer to Bradenton as Bradentucky.
Well, I refer to Florida as face eaters.
I cannot get out of the sun.
Watch out for face eaters. I watched those videos too. I don't know why I like got hooked into a thing, and I was watching them. I mean, there was like I remember the one of like in a parking lot, and I bet UDM remembers this. It was in Miami, and it was in a parking lot, and there was a dude eating a homeless dude's face who was passed out. The police came and ended up shooting him off the guy.
Somebody was filming from up above, right? And they were shooting, like, filming downwards towards the guy. Yeah. That's the one I saw too.
Yeah. But I mean, there were other ones too. There was like a guy that came and jumped through a car window
What?
and started eating a driver's face. Like, yeah, I don't know how he did it. He literally, the car was moving slowly and he jumped through the passenger window that was shut.
Don't you think that's odd though, that like we went through that little period where that was happening? Like, I don't know, what had happened 4 or 5 times or something within a short period of time, but now it's been a few years and we haven't heard it happen again.
Now people are going to try it again because they just heard me talking about it. Don't YouTube Miami face eaters. That's going to make everybody do it.
But why was there a trend of eating faces?
Why was it only in Miami and just outside of it? I mean, I don't know.
Because somebody laced somebody's drugs with some bad stuff.
It was bath salts. I remember this.
All bad.
I mean, it wasn't anything more. This wasn't code for drugs. It was bath salts, like what you'd go buy in a store. That's why it was a cheap thing. People were smoking
when
it.
they say bath salts, they don't mean actual like bath stuff that you go get in the
Go
bath.
look it up. Go
No
look
way.
it up. Go look
Really?
it up. Go look it up. And look up Wyoming Trust too. Look up Wyoming Trust and face eaters.
Giggity Gig says we barbecue people here in Texas.
Yeah. Cool.
Wait a minute. Hold on,
hence the tagline, don't mess with Texas. But yeah, it's late. We got to bounce. And by the way, the dudes at Rideshare guy, what do you call it? Show me the money club.
Look what Giggity said. Meow.
Oh my God. Do you know? I mean, think about and it's nothing to do with you, Giggity, because most people probably haven't. I've actually seen Giggity, good looking guy. But to be honest, can you imagine the girls that would even want to hook up with you? First, they're these weird cat people, but then they're going to be like, oh, I want to hook up with the dude who changed the litter box. Oh, like there's some standards, I'll tell you what.
Maybe they're just really grateful they didn't have to do it.
All right, well, you got our walking out music or?
Oh, yeah, I do believe I do. Okay, so we will maybe see you next week. We're going to shoot for it, right?
I think as long as you're cool with, if I'm in the car, we're good.
Well, yeah, we'll see what happens on my end, because you know what I got going on, and so
yeah.
Anyway, okay, guys, thanks, and we'll see you later.